We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. We now move ahead with the next segment of today's program.
Now, we warmly welcome our talented students who are about to present a thoughtful and inspiring constitutional drama showcasing the spirit and value of our Indian Constitution. Give a big round of applause for them. गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन। आज हम एक ऐसा सफर दिखाने जा रहे हैं, एक ऐसी कहानी जिसमें सैक्रिफाइस भी था, पेन भी था और एक नया भारत बनाने का संकल्प भी था। ये कहानी है इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के संघर्ष की। 1946 देश आजादी के करीब था, पर पार्टीशन का जख्म सबके दिलों में था। लोग गवा रहे थे अपने घर, अपनी पहचान और अपने लोग।
आजादी की खुशी है। कौन समझेगा?
हमें एक ऐसे कानून की जरूरत है जो देश को कभी टूटने ना दे।
इसी दर्द के बीच एक फैसला लिया गया, भारत अपना संविधान खुद बनाएगा। 9 दिसंबर 1946 कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली की पहली बैठक। यहाँ सिर्फ लीडर्स नहीं बल्कि नया भारत बनाने वाले आर्किटेक्ट्स बैठे थे।
हमें एक ऐसा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बनाना होगा जो हर सिटीजन को फ्रीडम और डिग्निटी दे।
देश राज्यों में बटा हुआ है, हम सब एक धागे में बांध कर ये स्ट्रॉन्ग इंडिया बने।
हमें याद रखना होगा ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन सिर्फ एक डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं, ये इंडिया की आत्मा होगी और इस आत्मा में वुमेन के राइट्स, माइनॉरिटीज की सेफ्टी, पुअर की वॉइस सब होगा। और अगर हम इक्वालिटीज नहीं लिखेंगे तो हम इस देश को अधूरा छोड़ देंगे।
उनके शब्द सिर्फ डायलॉग नहीं, एक विजन थे।
मुझे इस जिम्मेदारी का बोझ महसूस होता है और मैं वादा करता हूँ हम एक ऐसा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बनाएंगे जिसमें जस्टिस, इक्वलिटी और लिबर्टी तीनों सिर्फ शब्द नहीं होंगे बल्कि हर एक इंडियन का हक होगा।
कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बनाना आसान नहीं था, हर पास पे हॉर्स ऑफ डिबेट चलती रहती थी।
सेंटर को भी ज्यादा पावर मिलनी चाहिए,
नहीं, स्टेट को भी स्ट्रांग होना चाहिए।
हमें एक बैलेंस फेडरल स्ट्रक्चर बनाना होगा।
हमें ये भी इंश्योर करना होगा कि हम जेंडर डिफरेंसेस को एलिमिनेट करें और अगर भारत नया बन रहा है तो उसकी सोच भी नई बननी चाहिए। हमें वुमेन के राइट उनके पूरे हक से देने चाहिए, उन्हें डिग्निटी, रिस्पेक्ट और एजुकेशन का राइट होना चाहिए।
उनकी बात से पूरा डेकोरम एक मोमेंट के लिए चुप हो गया। उन्होंने संविधान को सिर्फ कानून नहीं, एक क्रांति माना। असेंबली का नेक्स्ट बड़ा टॉपिक था फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज।
हमें ऐसे राइट्स देने होंगे जो पूरी सरकार से छीने ना जा सके।
Those rights will protect every citizen from injustice.
फंडामेंटल राइट्स तभी मीनिंगफुल होंगे जब हर इंसान, चाहे वो ऑप्रेस्ड हो, वुमेन हो या गरीब हो, वो बिना डरे अपनी आवाज उठा सके।
India is making its own rules now.
हाँ, हम हमारा नियम खुद बनाएंगे।
और इस बार इंडिया की आवाज को कोई रोक नहीं सकेगा। हम आजाद थे और आजाद ही रहेंगे।
ये सीन सिर्फ एक पूरा चैप्टर का एंड था। इस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ने देश को जोड़ दिया। कल तक जिस देश के पास कोई अपना लिखा हुआ कानून नहीं था, आज उस देश के पास एक लिखी हुई किताब थी, तकदीर की और आजादी की, और एक नया भारत बनाने का संकल्प भी था।
आज मैं भारत का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन असेंबली में सब प्रेजेंट करने वाला हूँ।
आज हम एक नया भारत लेकर खड़े हैं।
डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर, क्या गारंटी है कि ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन सबको चलने दिलाएगा या ये सिर्फ किताब के शब्द हैं?
जस्टिस सिर्फ तभी शब्द बनते हैं जब हम उसे अप्लाई या यूज ना करें। फंडामेंटल राइट्स किसी की कृपा नहीं है, वो हर एक इंडियन का हक है। कोई भी गवर्नमेंट इसे मिटा नहीं सकती।
नेहरू जी, क्या ये इतना बड़ा और डाइवर्स देश डेमोक्रेसी चला पाएगा?
हम अलग जरूर है पर हमारा देश डिफरेंस की वजह से ही स्ट्रॉन्ग है। डेमोक्रेसी एक सिस्टम नहीं, एक कमिटमेंट है।
रिस्पांसिबिलिटी, अगर भारत एक नहीं होता तो हम टुकड़ों में बिखरा हुआ देश बन जाते। हमें अलग-अलग स्टेट को जोड़ने का काम तलवार से नहीं, डायलॉग, ट्रस्ट और नेगोशिएशन से किया।
सरोजिनी नायडू जी, क्या कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इक्वालिटी की बात करता है तो क्या एवरीवन को भी इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलेगी?
इक्वालिटी एक दिन में नहीं आती, पर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ने उसका दरवाजा हमेशा के लिए खोल दिया है। अब वुमेन वोट कर सकती है, उन्हें एजुकेशन और डिग्निटी का राइट है और अब वुमेन की आवाज को कोई रोक नहीं सकता।
Anyone else? Charlie?
क्या ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन सिर्फ अर्बन एजुकेटेड लोगों के लिए है? विलेजेस और पुअर लोगों का उनका क्या?
हमें पहली बार अपने राइट्स की पावर मिल रही है। अब अगर कोई हमारे साथ अन्याय करेगा तो हम कानून का पावर
और अगर फ्यूचर में गवर्नमेंट ने गलत काम करे तो सिटीजन्स क्या कर सकते हैं?
सिटीजन पावर का थोड़ा इस्तेमाल करेंगे और
we the people of India are the protectors of this constitution. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन सिर्फ एक किताब नहीं, एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है। आज हम सब मिलकर प्रतिज्ञा लेते हैं कि हम अपना राइट्स के रिस्पेक्ट करेंगे और अपनी ड्यूटीज का भी पालन करेंगे। जय हिंद।
Thank you, students, for such a thoughtful and impactful performance.
Let us now reaffirm our commitment to the values of justice, liberty, and fraternity. I request Naman, a GIL student, to come to lead the oath-taking ceremony.
Kindly step and raise your hand for the oath. Please raise your right hand. We, the young professionals of India, pledge to hold the sanctity of this constitution that we have given to ourselves, along with absolute faith, allegiance, integrity, and honesty. We pledge to cast away our prejudices, grudges, and malignant intentions in pursuance of our duty to treat equals as equals, to ameliorate the backwards, and to endeavor to engender the equality of gender and religion, and eliminate the differences of caste, class, creed, culture, and region, and to serve those who are in need with the utmost faith and conviction as our duty of this noble profession. We, the young professionals of this nation, hope to emanate trust and belief in ourselves and among the people of this nation, that we shall perform our duties in the national interest and with the bona fide intention to this nation and its people. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you for administrating the oath. Now we move to one of the most insightful segments of today's event, the screening of our documentary film. This documentary has been specially curated to give us a deeper understanding of the journey, values, and the vision that shaped the making of our constitution. It highlights the remarkable efforts of our founding leaders, the significance of the preamble, and how constitutional principles guide us even today. Students, please be silent and cooperate with us.
We request all of you to watch with attention, reflect on the messages, and allow the visual to take you through an inspiring journey of Indian Constitution. With this, let us begin the documentary.
The Constitution of India, adopted on November 26, 1949, signifies the culmination of a protracted and meticulous process led by the Constituent Assembly. This day is celebrated as Constitution Day or Samvidhan Diwas in India.
I propose to make the speed. Let us leave aside slogans. Let us leave aside words which frighten people. Let us even make concession to the prejudices of our own. Bring them in so that they may willingly join with us on marching upon their glory, which, as I said, if we walk long enough, must necessarily lead us to it.
The constitutional framework of a nation invariably rests upon the bedrock of its historical evolution. In the case of the Constitution of India, the foundation was not hastily laid, rather its construction commenced 7 decades before the country achieved independence in 1947. The roots of this constitutional odyssey extend back to 1858. However, it is crucial to recognize that these legislative measures primarily serve the interests of the colonial rulers. The trajectory gained momentum in the post-World War II era, particularly with the Cripps Mission of 1942, which marked a pivotal acknowledgement of the imperative need for an Indian constitution. This mission underscored the changing circumstances, reflecting a global shift and compelling the British government to recognize the urgency of addressing constitutional matters in India. Who then were the makers of the Indian Constitution and who played an important role in making the Constitution? In 1934, Manabendranath Roy proposed the idea of a Constituent Assembly. Subsequently, the demand for the Constituent Assembly gained momentum, finding a place in the Congress Manifesto for the 1936-37 elections. The call for a Constituent Assembly intensified, coinciding with the outbreak of the Second World War in 1939. The drafting of the document called the Constitution was done by an assembly of elected representatives called the Constituent Assembly. On November 15, 1939, C. Rajagopalachari advocated for a Constituent Assembly based on adult franchise, a proposal accepted by the British in August 1940. Viceroy of India, Lord Lithgow suggested resolving India's constitutional future after the war through the establishment of a representative Constituent Assembly, inclusive of the principal elements in India's national life. In 1942, the British government dispatched a 3-member delegation led by Senior Minister Sir Stafford Cripps to garner complete Indian cooperation and support during World War II. Cripps aimed to maintain India's allegiance to the British war effort, promising elections and dominion status post-war. Despite these efforts, the mission faltered, facing dissatisfaction from native Indians due to the inadequacy of the proposed solution. In 1946, the Cabinet Mission Plan arrived in India to facilitate the transfer of power from the British government to Indian leadership, focusing on maintaining India's unity and granting it independence. The mission conducted preparatory discussions with elected representatives of British India and Indian states to reach an agreement on the constitution framing process. Elections to the Constituent Assembly were held in July 1946. Its first meeting was held in December 1946 after the partition. India comprised 2 territories under British rule, British India and the Princely States. The Constituent Assembly, formed based on population, initially had 389 representatives, with 1 representing every 10 lakh people. This number was later reduced to 299 after the partition of India. Initially, Princely States chose not to participate, anticipating the creation of independent states after the British departure. As there was no universal adult franchise at that The Constituent Assembly could not have directly chosen by all the people of India. Instead, it was primarily elected by members of the existing provincial legislatures. This approach ensured fair representation geographically and across various political groups, resulting in a diverse mix of opinions from all regions, castes, classes, regions, and occupations. India has consistently acknowledged the crucial role of women in nation building, as evidenced by the active participation of female members in the Constituent Assembly. Prominent figures like Sarojini Naidu, Hansa Mehta, Durgalai Deshmukh, Rajkumari Amrit Kaur. Meanwhile, key figures including Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, C. Rajagopalachari, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Purushottam Mamlankar, along with eminent jurists like Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer, Benegal Narsingh Rao, K.M. Munshi, and Ganesh Mavlankar played pivotal roles in shaping the Constitution. The manner in which the Constituent Assembly operated further adds sanctity to the Constitution, not confined to reflecting individuals' perspectives. The Constitution embodies a broad consensus of its time. Unlike many nations that had to rewrite their constitutions due to agreements, our Constitution has remained resilient. Despite various groups questioning specific provisions over the last 50 years, the legitimacy of the Constitution itself has never been contested by any significant social group or political party, marking it as an exceptional achievement in constitutional history. On November 20, 1946, a decision was made to convene the inaugural session of the Constituent Assembly. Subsequently, the Assembly's members gathered for the first time on December 9, 1946. Dr. Sachidanand Sinha served as the initial temporary president for the two-day session. The second session of the Constituent Assembly convened on December 11, 1946, where Dr. Rajendra Prasad assumed the presidency. Harendra Kumar Mukherjee became the vice president, and Benegal Narsingh Rao was appointed as the constitutional advisor. During the third meeting on December 13, 1946, Jawaharlal Nehru introduced the objective resolution outlining the fundamental principles of the Constitution. Subsequently, on January 22, 1947, the Constituent Assembly unanimously endorsed this resolution, officially adopting it as the Preamble of the Constitution. The Constituent Assembly appointed a total of 13 committees to address various aspects of constitution making. Among these, 8 were categorized as major committees, while the rest were designated as minor committees. Drafting Committee, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Union Powers Committee, Jawaharlal Nehru. Union Constitution Committee, Jawaharlal Nehru. Provincial Constitution Committee, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Advisory Committee on Fundamental Rights, Minorities and Tribal and Excluded Areas, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. This committee had the following subcommittees: Fundamental Rights Subcommittee, J.B. Kriplani. Minorities Subcommittee, Harendra Kumar Mukherjee. Northeast Frontier Tribal Areas and Assam Excluded and Partially Excluded Areas, Subcommittee, Gopinath Bardoloya. Excluded and partially excluded areas other than those in Assam, Subcommittee, A.B. Thakkar. Rules of Procedure Committee, Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Steering Committee, Dr. Rajendra Prasad. The Constituent Assembly operated with systematic openness and consensus, dedicating 2 years, 11 months and 18 days to accomplish its historic task of drafting India's Constitution. Across 11 sessions spanning a total of 165 days, the Assembly spent 114 days meticulously considering the draft Constitution. This involved several rounds of in-depth discussions, examining each clause methodically. Over 2,000 amendments were taken into consideration during this thorough deliberation. The final version of the Constitution was officially passed and adopted by the Constituent Assembly on November 26, 1949. During the final session of the Assembly on January 24, 1950, The members affixed their signatures to 2 copies of the document, each in Hindi and English. The national anthem, Jan Gan Man, and the first 2 verses of Vande Mataram were formally adopted as the national song. The Constitution was officially inaugurated on January 26, 1950, marking the establishment of Republic Day in India. Initially, Republic Day celebrations occurred at various locations such as Red Fort, National Stadium, Kingsway Camp and Ramila Ground between 1950 and 1954. However, in 1955, Rajpath was designated as the permanent venue for Republic Day celebrations. During the inaugural Republic Day parade in 1950, the members of the Constituent Assembly also adopted the national anthem Jan Gan Man, written by Rabindranath Tagore in Bengali and later translated into Hindi. Additionally, the Constituent Assembly transitioned to become the Parliament of India under the new constitution is provisional. The original Constitution of India, a masterpiece of calligraphy, was meticulously handwritten by Prem Bihari Narayan Raizada and Vasant Krishnan Vaidya. Every page carries the ideals of India's founding fathers. The Constitution was adorned by artists from Kala Bhavan, Shanti Niketan, including Nandalal Bose and his students, along with Vyahar Ram Manohar Sinha. On January 26, 1950, 2 days after completion, the Constitution officially became the governing law for all states and territories of India. Every document and word spoken in the Constituent Assembly was meticulously recorded and preserved, known as the Constituent Assembly debates, spanning 12 voluminous records. These debates serve as a crucial resource, offering the rationale behind each constitutional provision and aiding in the interpretation of the Constitution's meaning. The Indian Constitution is often regarded as a global constitution and stands as the supreme law of India. Serving as a living document, it acts as the foundational instrument that governs the country's system. This comprehensive character delineates essential political principles, defines the structure and functions of government institutions, and outlines fundamental rights, directive principles, and citizen duties. Remarkably, it holds the distinction of being the world's lengthiest written constitution for a sovereign nation. At its commencement, the Constitution comprised 395 articles across 22 parts, 8 schedules, and encompassed nearly 80,000 words. On January 26, 1950, the Constituent Assembly transformed into a provisional Parliament of India, functioning until the establishment of the new Parliament in 1952. Beyond drafting the Constitution and passing regular laws, the Constituent Assembly undertook crucial functions. It ratified India's entry into the Commonwealth in May 1949, adopted the national flag on July 22, 1947, and selected the national song on January 24, 1950. Moreover, it elected Dr. Rajendra Prasad as the first President of India on January 24, 1950. Recognized as the architect of the Indian Constitution, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar played a pivotal role in its formulation. This Constitution delineates the framework, processes, powers, and responsibilities of government institutions, outlining fundamental rights, directive principles, and citizens' duties to their homeland. The Constitution serves as the foundation for collective efforts to construct a new and free India, as envisioned by Ambedkar. As we conclude our exploration of the making of the Indian Constitution, let's reflect on the profound words of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar spoken in 1948. He encapsulated the spirit of the Constitution in his concluding remarks, stating that the Constitution is workable, flexible, and strong enough to hold the country together, both in peacetime and in wartime. Indeed, if I may say so, if things go wrong under the new Constitution, the reason will not be that we had a bad Constitution. What we will have to say is that man was wild. These words resonate as a timeless reminder that the strength of our Constitution lies not just in its text, but in the collective responsibility of the citizens it governs. The Constitution serves as a sturdy anchor, steering the nation through the diverse challenges of its journey. It's not just a set of rules, but a product of collective wisdom, diverse representation, and meticulous drafting process.
Thank you for watching the documentary. The film beautifully reminded us that our Constitution is not just a legal document, it is a living promise for justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity for every citizen.
On 26 November 2008, a group of 10 heavily armed terrorists carried out coordinated attack across Mumbai, India. Attack lasted for about 60 hours. Hostages were taken, fires were set, and many people were trapped inside Taj Hotel. Total of 166 people were killed, including police officers, foreign nationals, Indian security, especially the NST commandos. Heroically rescued the 100 people, neutralized the terrorists. I request everyone to kindly stand and observe 1 minute silent prayer in their memory. Thank you everyone. Please be seated. Now I invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Kamlesh sir, kindly to share his thoughts related to Constitution. Over to you, sir.
Good morning. Only last minute. What about engineering students? What is that? I used to read this Indian Constitution book from my childhood. According to me, not according to the regulation of the university or UGC, if you don't study this book, by the time you get your degree, you are uneducated. I'm not saying illiterate, you are uneducated. I was a very good fan of M.V. Pillai. You heard about it? Law? He's written a very good book of Constitution of India. He was a scholar from Kerala. I was fortunate enough to work with him. In 1997, I was in New Delhi. Devagowda was the Prime Minister. His son came.
My brother was the intelligence officer, the IPS officer. He was intelligence IB officer to Hyderabad. I used to go and stay with him. I was in Karnataka born. On the same day, in UP there was Kalyan Singh government, first BJP government in Kalyan Singh government. Congress, but the central government they pressurized, and he was thrown away from the chief minister post without anything, and the governor was Congress, and he kept some Congress chief minister. When such things happens, people should go take the rescue of the constitution. Who is the protection of the constitution in India? Who protects the constitution? Supreme Court, but ultimate protector is the president. And Prime Minister is the caretaker of the government. President is the caretaker of the constitution. In America, President himself will take is head of the state and head of the constitution. The discussion was going on in Karnataka one, and they were all taking tea. B.D. Jatti was the vice president very long back, and he was retired fellow. He was sitting in that tea lounge. This matter has reached the Supreme Court, that government rule, etc. The judgment was reserved next year. And Jatti was telling something, there was some Supreme Court advocates, they were telling something that I was taking tea, I was 24 years, 24, 45. I just went inside the discussion and told, this will be the judgment of the Supreme Court now. Everybody laughed. I told, the Supreme Court judge will tell that both the chief ministers has to prove their majority at the same time. This is the first time it was done. Usually the proving of majority is done only once. Madam, get up. You should not disrespect Constitution. Anybody may disrespect. You should not disrespect. So, I told, probably Chief Justice will. Nothing is written in the Constitution about such matters. The Constitution gives the power to the court, the judicial activism. Please read the documents. I want to discuss it. The Constitution is not just a document, it is a vision of the country. It gives you fundamental rights, it gives you multiple things at the same time. It is, I have read a lot of research discussion I did by myself. I used to meet people, etc. You should read the document, left and right, from first to last. And to try to analyze the document. Is it really a democratic document or a communist document? Then what is democracy? Everybody gives importance to other members in the Constitution all the time, but I used to very importance to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel as I read it. He insisted a strong federal government because he knew that we are all monkeys. If you give power, you know what will happen. Even today, there are no such people existing or born till I am here that you can change the Constitution. You can amend the Constitution, but you can't change the Constitution. You can amend the Constitution without changing the preamble of the Constitution. Any law made in this country, if it says that it is against the preamble, then it is struck once for all. The reservations given in the before the Mandal Commission was struck by the Supreme Court because they said this is not correct. Full bench judge. But they gave a valid justification to why the 50% has to be given. Only fate of us is we don't believe in value of time. For you, time is God. Don't waste a single minute. I wanted all other engineers. I'm an engineering faculty. I read more. Even today I read. Anything I refer immediately. I ask. Now slowly I've stopped reading. From past 4 or 5 years. After becoming this power of vice chancellor, everything, I stopped it. Whenever I get time, I read. In fact, you can conduct one. Nobody has conducted an international conference on constitutions. You can conduct. Right? Discuss. Is the only constitution which which have the director principles of state policies. American Constitution doesn't have director principles of state policies. It's the only constitution where president doesn't have veto power. American Constitution is veto power. Because any bill passed, you can keep inside and go. States are not given full power. In fact, I come from a constituency where my former AP, Karnataka people, they did strike one right, one tax, because they were getting that GST, earning lots of other GST, but they were paying less. They fought, etc. And my MP, former MP, he made a statement in the parliament, if this is a country, I want to go out of the country, I want to make Karnataka state safe. Next year, next election, he was voted and he was thrown out of he was 3 times MP. Nobody can touch him. His brother is becoming chief minister within a day or two. In my state, throwing away everything. But the constitution, people who are read, they removed him, he was voted against, and he lost his MP seat. That is knowledge, that is education. Whether it is Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, or Karnataka. Especially people who have taken law, the constitution is very important. Whatever, see, now we have changed the word, IPCC, RPC, now we have changed. Okay, everything revolves around the constitution. If you want to be an high court advocate, the constitution you should study it. You should know everything. So, I request you people to read the document till you are alive and as a part of the session. In fact, many things I don't agree. See, they told before Article 317 was there, etc. See, the president rule in this country can be imposed only for 6 months. After that, it has to be brought to the notice of the parliament. And parliament will go and extend. I think it can be extended only 3 times. After that, nothing doing. Election has to be conducted. Election cannot be conducted if the chief election commissioner gives a report, as all in the constitution, says that if it's not, I cannot conduct election. In case of Punjab, Indian government amended the constitution. Whereas in case of Kashmir, at that point of time, they said the constitution is not applicable, that's why you don't amend, we will continue. And I questioned myself and questioned the judicial committee. If you say that this part of this constitution is not applicable to India, then is it your country? The father having half child, I don't know whose child is that. But luckily, this government removed that portion, is it applicable now? I question, you say that when this constitution is not applicable to this part of the country, then is it your country? Government did not take, but they removed that, now it is applicable. So let us not, but you should see, you should think over it. A lot of things are there. At that point of time, that was the situation. At that point of time, people were there. Constitution is not written. How many days the Constitution Assembly met? Madam? Not you, don't worry. Student, the video shows now. Really? How many days they met?
2 years, 1 month.
You got PhD, degree? How many days you took? How many years?
4 years.
Why for one single PhD 4 years? Why for Constitution only 2 years? Yes or no? But the concept of constitution stayed in the Indian mind 10-20 years back. Okay? When they want to, before the Quit India movement, in 1942, okay? See, at that point of time, the Indian mentality of constitution was very different. We don't want president, we want Queen to be our president, we will form the government. Only when India declared that, UK declared, Britain declared that India is a party to the Second World War, then they told, no, we should be Purna Swaraj, we will not depend upon others. Including Mahatma Gandhi, nobody was there to take the country in hand. He said, Canadian, how to give food, how to give, very afraid. They did not have threats. Just like when 2 boys and girls meet together, they want to marry. But they decide how to live, where is the house, where is the, then they will keep quiet. Okay? When the parents come to know, they will throw out of the house, then they will decide. So the concept of constitution building started way back in 1942. When India declared the Polish Swaraj. Then at that till that time the constitution concept was not there. Their constitution was very different. Just like the Commonwealth, the British will rule everything and we will form the government, we will inform them. Only so not 1 year, 2 year program, it was started a long back and people had already started writing and discussing, etc. etc. Only it culminated in a document in 2 years. The national question, no, it took 4 years to create it. Okay, great people. And even today it stands. But lot of mistakes were done. They are human beings, no. I make mistake in speaking, I make mistake in dressing. Okay, like that. See, when the constitution was written, those people, only rich people were writing. Only very badly need that. Then fundamental right to property was a fundamental right. You know? Right to property was a fundamental right. And I can have property. That means what rich becomes rich and poor will become poor. Slowly afterwards they decided that this is very wrong and they removed it. Okay. How many of you from Rajasthan? Rajasthan. In Jaipur there is a palace. Madam Gandhi passed this, removed this fundamental right to property and looted the entire palace. People say that lorries and lorries of gold jewelries were taken for about 1 week from Jaipur Palace to New Delhi because they removed the fundamental right. Democracy, right, equality, secularism. Rich will not become rich. That's why they are made to pay income tax. When you pay GST already 18%, there is no question of paying income tax. It is the only way not to get rich to become rich. Rich people pay more. Anyway, I don't want to take. See, I am sitting as a Vice Chancellor and telling you are listening. One day you will become Vice Chancellor and tell to other people. Respect the Constitution. In fact, I have visited 47 countries. Whichever countries I go, I read the Constitution first. It is the only country which has given two fundamental rights to foreigners also. The moment he lands here, irrespective of that, he also enjoys the fundamental rights. Other countries we don't enjoy the fundamental rights. They throw you out of the country. So, read Indian Constitution. Whenever you are going out for a foreign trip, you read their Constitution. Compare. If you ask the question, what is this? This gives knowledge. This gives the way of life. This gives who are you, what are you, what you can do, what you cannot do. But if fundamental rights, see, main Constitution is fundamental rights, fundamental duties, and directive principle of state policy. And all other things are small. Okay, please read. See, you should know what to read, what not to read. Judiciary system. In India, it is bifurcated judiciary. Whereas you go to US, it is judiciary plus jury system. Jury has more power. If somebody has killed somebody, if the jury says that you have to leave him, it is left. And election systems in US is different. See, even if you have a police commissioner around here, yes, sir. Here is selected by the central government and sent here. And the idiot stays here for 30, 40 years. In US it is not like he is voted. Among the group of police officers, people of that county votes that he should be the judge. He should be the commissioner of police. If he is not performing duty, he is taken back. That is full freedom. In US Constitution, provincial government are very, very strict. Law changes from provincial government to provincial government. So, you please read the document. You will learn your language. See, there are different types of English teachers are there. There is English as literature, English as communication, English as professional English, and there is something called administrative English that is done through the Constitution. You want to understand the Constitution of India very well, don't go to the Constitution of India book. You get confused. You read a public administration. There is a book written by civil service, etc., on public administration. Read the public administration. Then come back to the reading the Constitution of India. Thank you. So, Constitution is everything. When my wife used to ask something question and I used to refer Constitution of India. Okay, thank you.
you so much, sir, for your valuable and insightful thought on the Constitution. Students, quiz result will be announced on your respective email ID. Top 10 would receive e-certificates. Kindly check your email for the result. It will be announced tomorrow.
Today's event has been a wonderful journey, starting with the introduction, moving through exciting AI quiz, the powerful preamble reading, the motivating creative drama, the oath-taking, and the informative documentary. We also express our sincere thanks to our honorable group of directors, Dr. Nilesh Parihar sir, our honorable HOD, Dr. Sujit Kumar Jha sir, faculty members of GIL and GILS, dignitaries, and department coordinators for their continuous guidance and support. A warm appreciation to all students, participants, and attendees for their active involvement and disciplined presence throughout the program.